All right, welcome back to HiFly Radio and the RV10. Let's go do a quick video. I think I've done this before on this guy. Yeah, I was having some issues with it, but what I learned is you don't lube it. So, other than putting a couple drops in the air system. Somebody asked, because I think they're not cheap for what it is, and that throws a lot of people off because they typically will use the hand cleco. And I'm telling you, people are kind of debating on if it's worth it or not. My buddy bought one, and he's building a Zenith 750. So I thought I'd do a quick video showing you kind of why I like it and how it works. And this is just a cleco gun. It's a pneumatic cleco gun. And he was also looking for something similar to these. These are the Cleveland 10-foot 1/4-inch with the quick connect hoses. I have 3, but you really kind of only need 2, I guess. You can get away with 2 because most things, you got your rivet gun in one and your cleco go in the other, and I guess the third one sometimes I'll hook up to my pneumatic squeezer. I built my own manifold. I just bought the extra fittings from them and got the block, and I've got it adapted to a hose to go to my actual regulator, and then I've got a normal size connect on the side for things like my blind rivet squeezer or puller, and then of course these 3 for this. These are great. They're just expensive for what they are, and you can buy the 1/4-inch air hose like this from like Lowe's and Home Depot and probably Amazon, but I haven't found any that are as flexible as this. The other ones are typically hard, but these are great, and they're perfect for working around. And as long as your shop's not huge, you're not a long ways away from your air system, or you can do like I do. I have a compressor in the other end of the building, and my air system runs over to a connection point on the wall. But anyways, let me get this put on my head and show you guys kind of how I do it. So got the empennage here, and I'm kind of what people don't realize, and it depends on which kit you have. I am up to like, I think I'm either 800 or 900 clecos for this empennage kit. It's crazy. And I skip a lot of holes. I had to rob Peter to pay Paul kind of thing. But so here's your. So let me get you hooked up here. See these quick I can't talk, quick connects. You just push, and they go on real easy. And all it does is that. So there's you kind of have to get a rhythm. And let me move the table over here to kind of get going with this. And it's quick. You just have to get a rhythm down. And a lot of times I'll grab a few of them, as many as I can hold in my hand, and I'll just go to town. And I haven't used it in a while, so I'm kind of cumbersome. Once you get a rhythm, they just roll, man. And it's so much, you don't wear your hand out, but it's a lot quicker on the pull. Look at this, man. And when you got to put all these things together, do all the final drilling, moving clecos, it really helps. And then you can change it if you need to come in from the side, which is what I do a lot of times, because that makes it real easy. So you kind of see here. It's not cumbersome at all. Like I said, you just got to be careful. Don't pinch yourself, and you got to learn how to do it. And a lot of it has to do with just how you set up this. So when it's kind of hard like this between these, so you rotate it, you come in from the bottom. You kind of have to come in at an angle. So you come in, boom, boom. Nothing crazy. and it's awesome. Doesn't use a lot of air, and it's totally, it's faster than, I mean, you can still do these, but it's like you don't seem to get it squeezed all the way sometimes, and that makes sure you get it squeezed, you know, every time. But then you start doing a few hundred of these and your hand's like worn out. So it's a convenience item. Do you have to have it? Absolutely not. But I've found that after a while your hand gets tired, man, and you're just like, ah, or you start getting weak, you know, and you just can't get a good squeeze, and they're like, ah, and you end up pulling it to get it out. But with that, it's every time, man. It's full engagement, full disengagement. But yeah, so there's that. My video for why I think this is a good product. Like I said, it's just a convenience items. I like the gun version. They do make a version that's more like straight, so you kind of do it like this. But I think this is a much better way to do it. You can get into areas better than I think the straight one. But they make both, the one that just comes straight out, and then the one that's like the gun. I think the gun is the best, and that's what most people gets, the gun. Yeah, so there's that. But I think it's a good item. Like I said, you don't have to have it, but it's a convenience. And again, I'm getting older. All the years of building models, I get tumors growing, eating up my tendons in my hands. So I have, my hands can be, not as strong after a while, and you get older, and you may have trouble with hands, arthritis or something. This is obviously a good tool for you as well. So just wanted to show you guys that. A little update too. I got my parts in today to replace the ones I ruined the other day. So I got my rear spars for the elevators. I ordered this. I want to show you guys this. So this is the new version of that angle stock that goes in the trailing edge of your ailerons, your rudder, and your elevators. And this is what I had. It's solid. So they changed some point to a drilled out version, which I like. So it saves weight like this. I can feel it. It weighs almost as much as this long piece. And this is, you basically cut this in half and use 2 of these for your elevators. And this is lighter, almost as light as this one short piece. So it is obviously lighter, and for what it does, I don't think it affects anything. Yeah, it's a little bit more flimsy. So I would think you really need to secure this when you put that tank sealant on it, and clamp it down flat to the table. I have a steel L-stock somewhere. What did I do with it? Steel, oh, it's over there on the ground. And that's going to be on the table. I'm going to clamp, when I let that stuff cure, I'm going to clamp it down. I'm going to put a board, or I might just, like I said, I might lay it flat on the table and then use that steel L-beam, which is perfectly straight, lay it on top and clamp it down. That way you don't get any waviness on the elevators. So I had to get 2 new of these. I got this, and I did order some more of these, which is this bracket, these closeout brackets, I think they called them. I had one, like this is it. I actually dimpled it when I wasn't supposed to, so I put the flush squeezers on and flattened it out, but it stretches the holes when you do that. So I figured, these are like $9 for 4, and I can just cut them. And the good thing is these are already pre-drilled, so I don't have to upsize drill or anything. I just got to deburr, dimple what needs to be dimpled, and back to the countersinking, which I made a video, or I don't know if I made a video or not. Yeah, I did. So I made this bracket to help support the guide on the countersink. Plus I'm going to clamp it to the table so it is more rigid and just sit here just like this. And if I have to clamp this bracket, the support bracket, to the damn spar, I will. And I'll go one at a time, real slow. With all this plus those new countersinks, hopefully I don't get any of that chatter and ruin it. But I'll test it out before I start going on this. These are just hard to do because they're angled. they're not perfectly like an L. They're more like, you know, they have like an angle on them, obviously, for the shape of the aileron or the elevator, which is why it's hard, because you're having to sit on an angle. If you don't get it perfect, or if it isn't like perfectly stable, it's going to chatter, and you have to make something to, if you use a counter like your drill press. So the drill press, I got this this I bought, which is specifically for this, to countersink this trailing edge, because you got to countersink both sides, and this works perfect. I started playing with it the other day, no chatter, and I am I think I'm 0.007, which is what you want to be on this. So I got it, it's already set. So I'll use this to do this trailing edge piece, and I will do the drill clamp to the table, maybe even put some ribs on it just to kind of help hold it, or clamp it to the, or I'm sorry, not clamp it, but cleco it to the skin and keep it rigid, and then hopefully with all that it'll work out. So a lot of talking, I'm sorry. But yeah, so I'm gonna get to it. You guys have a good one, and like I said, the cleco gun it's a convenience item. Don't have to have it, but it's nice when you do. Just like old Blue here. It's not required, but it's nice to have. Makes life easier. Just like the new ATX. Not required. You can use the standard hand squeezer, but you're never gonna get as good of a dimple and a squeeze as you do with that new ATX. So you guys have a good one, and don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, leave some comments, any of that good stuff. So y'all have a good one. Cheers.